Hello friends, very warm welcome to my business laws channel. Last time friends, in the video I had covered the introduction to LLP where I took up salient features of LLP and then distinction between LLP and LLC and then partnership and LLP. And then in another video I took up the various amendments relating to name and changes therein. So this is my third video to the LLP Act 2008. You all know friends, some amendments have taken place in the LLP Amendment Act in the year 2021. So whenever amendments takes place, then rules are also amended. You all know about LLP Rules 2009. They have been amended in the year 2022. So in this today's videos, I'm going to take up major amendments in the LLP incorporation process, and there are certain other amendments also which I would like to cover in today's videos. Today's video, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs (MCA) has notified LLP Second Amendment Rules 2022 while its notification dated 4th March 2022. The said amendment was introduced in order. The basic objective of this amendment was to amend the existing LLP Rules 2009. So first of all, I'll talk about certain amendments which were done by introducing these rules in the incorporation process, and then I'll be talking about other major amendments. So friends, there are 5 to 6 points here which I would like to discuss. The first one is friends 5 DPs instead of 2 without DIN. DIN stands for Director Identification Number and DPIN stands for Designated Partner Identification Number. So the major amendment which was introduced via LLP Second Amendment Rules 2022 is that now the application for allotment of DPIN shall be made by up to 5 individuals. So maximum 5 individuals. In form PILIP, this means now there can be 5 instead of 2 DPs without having DIN at the time of incorporation. Earlier there were 2 and now up to 5. This limit has been laid down under LLP Second Amendment Rules 2022. This is a significant step towards easing the procedure of appointing more than 2 DPs, not having DPIN or DIN, subject to a maximum of 5 DPs at the time of incorporation itself. So now the maximum number of the DP is 5. Second one is web-based process for LLP formation. All the forms of LLP have now become web-based. Just like the SPICE Plus forms are there for the company formation. And similarly, friends, all the LLP. Now the LLP incorporation process shall be done through web-based forms only. All web-based forms will be used for the purpose of formation of LLP. The second important change made in the process of LLP formation through this amendment is that now every LLP shall have to compulsorily mention latitude and longitude in the address block. So it is must for the LLP now that they will have to mention latitude and longitude in the address block. The details of the directors can be fetched from the DigiLocker database. It has been provided, the entire details can be taken from the DigiLocker database. Now coming to the next point, which is PAN and TAN along with the LLP incorporation. PAN stands for Permanent Account Number and TAN stands for Tax Deduction Account Number. So friends, the certificate of incorporation is always issued in form number 16 by ROC. And now earlier, the LLP had to apply to the government for getting PAN and TAN. But now the procedure is different, and now the LLP need not apply for PAN and TAN separately, but it will be included in the process of incorporation of LLP itself, just like as it is done in the case of companies. Hence, the LLPs shall be allotted their PAN and TAN along with the COI, which is Certificate of Incorporation itself. Now, next point is point number 4, which is solvency statements and certificate of truthfulness. With the introduction of LLP Second Amendment Rules 2022, the SAS Statement of Account and Solvency shall now be signed on behalf of the LLP by its IRP or RP or liquidator or LLP partnership administrator in case of bankrupt entity. Any entity which is bankrupt, then this SAS will now be signed by IRP or RP or liquidator or LLP partnership administrator. So IRP, you all know friends, is the person who is appointed for the time being on temporary basis, temporarily, and till he will be acting, he'll be performing his duties till RP is appointed. While earlier the DP in charge of the compliance had to sign the statement of solvency, and now signing authority is different. The amended rules also cover the requirement of filing a certificate of truthfulness and correctness of annual return of LLP with the sales up to rupees 5 crore or partners' contribution up to rupees 50 lakhs. Earlier, this limit was 60 lakhs, the sales turnover 60 lakhs, and partner contribution was up to 25 lakhs. So friends, this is also the change which has taken place. And now Form 8, which is SAS, and form and annual return will specifically include contingent liability reporting. So contingent liability has to be reported. Contingent is contingent, which depends upon the future uncertain event. So this reporting will also be done in SAS and the annual return. So I have talked about these points, that is the amendments which have taken place in the incorporation process. And now friends, I'll be talking about the other major amendments. First one is to consent to act as a partner. Consent to act as a partner in form number 9 will be web-based. It will be web-based. Earlier it was offline format, which had to be physically signed by the partner. But now this consent to act as a partner on form number 9 will be web-based. It will be digital or it will be online. Coming to the second point, which is digital signatures of all DPs. As form 9 has become web-based, so the consequence of this is all DPs, digital signatures, will be required at the time of incorporation of LLP. But in the earlier times, only one digital signature certificate of any one DP was required. But now digital signature of all DPs will be required. That is, all the DPs will have to get the digital signature certificate. Next one is form number 28 and 29. These two forms, form number 28 and 29, they have been merged, as a result of which form 28 shall now to be filed for the notice of. So these are the purposes for which form number 28 need to be filed. The first one is alteration in the COI, Certificate of Incorporation or Registration. Any alteration which takes place in the Certificate of Incorporation or Registration In that case, form number 28 need to be filled. Then alteration in the names and addresses of any of the persons authorized to accept the service on behalf of the foreign LLP. Any person who has been authorized to accept the service on behalf of the foreign LLP. If any change takes place in his name or addresses, then also this form need to be filled. Another is alteration in the principal place of business in India. If there is foreign LLP and in the foreign LLP principal place of business changes, then also the same form is required to be filled. Cessation to have a place of business in India. Now the LLP ceases to have a place of business in India. So this is also another point where the same form need to be filled. The next one is changes in the LLP deed. LLP deed, or we may call agreement. Any change in the LLP deed will have to be marked in form number 3 with precise information. In the earlier timings, just deed was to be attached. But now all the changes will be marked in form number 3 with precise information. Next one is annual return. Now penalties and compounding of offences shall be mentioned in the annual return, which is always prepared in form number 11. This is also the new point which has been introduced in this amendment of 2022. The next one is place of maintenance of accounts. Other than the registered office of LLP, where service of notice can be made, is notified shall be intimated in form 12. Place of maintenance of accounts. If the accounts are going to be maintained at a place which is other than the registered office of LLP, then in that case, intimation has to be given in form number 12. So friends, in this video, I have talked about the major amendment which have taken place in the incorporation process of LLP, and there are certain other amendments also. All these amendments I have covered in my today's video. I hope you will like the content. If you have any query, you can always write in the comment section, which I will always answer at the earliest. Do press on the bell icon to get notification of my future videos, and do subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet. Keep smiling and stay blessed always. Okay friends, goodbye. We will meet soon.